Hey guys, welcome to another audio commentary done by Diggity. This is going to be a match between G5 and Incontrol, and as you can see, a lot of big names watching this map, including Neokin. He was the other representative in the World Cyber Games alongside Incontrol. Incontrol doing a very good job. Basically, this year and the past few years, he took first in the World Cyber Game prelims in 2004. This last year, 2006, or I'm sorry, 2007, he took first in the World Cyber Game qualifiers, and represented us alongside Neokin in the World Cyber Games. So yeah, did a fantastic job, both of them. In the meantime, we have G5 in the bottom left-hand corner. This is Loki II, by the way, and if you aren't aware, this is going to be for the Patriotic Eagles tournament, or PET tournament, which I think the PET tournament. I'll try to refer to that. Special thanks to Neo Romeo for getting this all together, and I'm expecting some awesome matches. To give you a little context, right now G5 and Incontrol are tied 1-1, and this is do or die to see who advances in Group A, I believe. But yeah, and we'll see how that goes. And I don't know the results across the board otherwise. Let me give you guys a little overview of the map if you aren't familiar with Loki II. Loki II, I'm not going to say it's, well, actually I think it's a pretty balanced Protoss versus Zerg map for a couple reasons. First of all, Zerg usually likes, early third expansions, but also Protoss. Usually the games can also come down to denying the third expansion, and as you can see, there's a protected expansion down a ramp, and also a natural expansion, losing track of the map here, a natural expansion located right here across another map, so you can deny tech, still take your second expansion. Looks like an early probe going out for G5 going to scout, and it looks like a very kind of a 9-pool build from Incontrol. I'm going to take reveal map off because the game's again going to get right underway, and it looks like G5 going for a Bisu type build. He's put the forge down. He's going to try to take his outside secondary. Overlord pushing in for Incontrol, and we'll see if G5 will be able to get basically if he can get those cannons down in time. Basically he needs to get that first cannon down before the Lings end up in his base. Otherwise he could be in very big trouble. He's going to post his probe out on the corner. He might put down a pylon at the secondary to try to deny it. I don't think he's going to, though. I think instead he's going to try to put a cannon at his front door. The cannon is now going down, so he should be safe. The Lings are building, but I don't know if they're going to be up in time. And I think G5 is definitely going to be able to pull his probes off in time. Now he has his probe inside the base, but he needs to be careful. He does need to bring. He's probably going to need to either building the second cannon now, or basically bring. Probably he still might be safe to bring a few probes off the line to kind of defend his secondary and make sure he doesn't lose his front door. And Ling's actually just going to chase after the probe, so Incontrol's not going to commit with them, which actually I think is the smart maneuver. Incontrol getting a few hits on his Overlord, knows that front door is sealed now, and is putting down his second hatchery. And I would expect him actually to put down his third hatchery as well. It's a pretty common response, basically, to the standard Bisu build, and we'll see. My guess is looks like he's getting down another pylon pretty quickly. You're most likely going to see G5 put down that second nexus. I was actually talking to him not too long ago, and he was talking about how difficult. I mean, when you see Bisu actually do the Bisu build, he makes it look easy, which is absolutely incredible. But the micromanagement and the macro management, actually both, that were it's just insane the amount of clicks that are required for both. Getting the Nexus down now, and a couple Lings flooding in for Incontrol, and a probe gonna basically spot them off. And I think the two cannons should be careful. Should be enough. But if you can, yeah, exactly. If you can get that gateway in the way, which he was able to. But Incontrol in the meantime just gonna bring some Lings basically down to the bottom right and see if he can do a little bit of harassment here. But as you can see, those cannons will be able to cover. G5, just to be careful, took some probes off the line. Wanted to make sure he didn't lose his base. Wanted to make sure Incontrol didn't bring it around, and actually, just to be safe, and Incontrol is not going to dedicate those troops. I think he might have been posturing there, just to make sure that, and going to leave 3 probes out just in case. Just going to posture to make sure that those probes off the line disturb his economy a little bit. Let's see how Incontrol's going to respond. Looks like he's going to, he is in fact getting a third hatchery. I'm surprised he didn't get that at the protected natural, instead putting it close to his base. I think he's worried that G5 might actually be, G5's been known to do that in the past. Posture as though he's going for more of a Bisu build, and then in fact just come out with a large degree of infantry. And actually I'm curious if G5 will continue infantry, or if he does have the option of putting out a third nexus. That would be extremely risky. We'll see. And Hydralisk Den going down for Incontrol, so he's going for more of a, definitely a Hydralisk build. So he's probably just going to mass out of these 2 hatcheries and then try to push right into G5 and take the map away from him early. And a third cannon going down, and obviously cannons aren't the cannons alone won't do it. Looks cybernetic score going up now for G5. So 3 hatcheries down for Incontrol. He's got his economy going at a decent sized swing. G5 has the economic advantage at the moment, but as you can see, he only has a single gateway. He hasn't pushed his second, basically that second tier tech yet. And in the meantime, I don't see that second gas down for Incontrol. I suspect we'll see that in a few seconds. G5 getting a good spot, but that ramp blocked. So Incontrol doesn't know if he's going Spire or if he's going Hydralisk Den. Although I have a feeling he suspects he's going Hydralisk Den 9 times out of 10. Well, not all the time. Incontrol, though, definitely tends to favor kind of the Hydralisk and more the psychological game, splitting his troops up and using kind of the general troop movements, maybe even going drop. We might see him do that on this map. Still has links posted out just in case we see any sort of units flooding out of the base, but in the meantime, he's just going to get his economy going, produce a lot of, looks like he's going to get that 3rd hatchery now. And now the Stargate going up for G5, and it looks like, though, my guess is that Incontrol will be prepared for it. As you can see, he's going to have Hydralisk speed in short measure. My guess is he's going to produce a decent size amount of Hydralisk and probably just camp some Overlords around some Hydralisks, and that makes basically doing any sort of Corsair harass very difficult. Again, like I was saying, like some of the elite Korean players can make it look really easy, but it is not easy in any degree. Now range upgrading for the Hydralisk, so definitely more of a Hydralisk commit, which makes sense considering the cannon front door of G5. So G5 now has the now immediately going Citadel, getting down 2 gateways additionally. So going to build Corsair. And we'll see how he dedicates to that, and it looks like Incontrol did get a spot on the back of his base, so he probably knows what's going on here. So both players starting to mass. Looks like a small force massing up for Incontrol. I would expect more Hydralisks just kind of directly to be produced from now, and then a push down. The question is he just going to use these Hydralisks to defend basically the kind of these Overlords, or is he going to actually push down? So this single Overlord, as you can see, protected by these 5 Hydralisks, and you're not going to be able to get a single Corsair. 6 Hydralisks, you're not going to get a single Corsair to be able to take out an Overlord with 6 Hydralisks hiding underneath. Pushing up now, as you can see, microing around. He's going to try to see what free Overlords he can hit. Single Hydralisk here, so he might be able to drive off these 2 Overlords if he's clever about it. But it looks like wherever you have Overlords for Incontrol, yeah, basically it's protected otherwise. He now has a decent sized force of Hydralisks at the front door. G5 waiting for, hopefully, looks like he needs to push out. As you can see, that kind of micromanagement required. He's going to bring these Hydralisks down, going to try to take out the gas, which is actually extremely clever. Protected, going to take out the gas, deny any sort of, basically that's going to deny G5's tech. All of Protoss upper level units, including Corsairs, are very gas heavy. Looks like in the meantime, going for speed zealots. So we saw this actually in the prior game. Now getting the Templar archives down, and gonna try, as those Hydralisks pushed in, he's gonna try to take that single Overlord down. But these Hydralisks now pushing up, lost a couple of them, but still, and trying to get some more cannons down, lost a bit of his economy. And see, he's just gonna have to pull back. He's in a difficult position here, trying to still produce out of the secondary, still defend it, and deal with these Hydralisks, and do the Corsair harass at the same time. Really, what he needs is a Dark Templar out. And let's see if it looks like he's producing 2 Zealots, and still waiting for the Templar archive to come up, and a couple Zealots coming down. He's going to try to bring them around to try to defend that, but the question is going to be successful. And now pushing down with the probes as well, and the Hydralisk is going to just pull behind the mineral line, it's going to make these very difficult to fight with these Zealots, and that's a very good position for those Hydralisks. Looks like the Hydralisks are going to be taken out, though. But as you can see, another decent-sized force to mast. Continued harass on the front door, and it looks like one Corsair was lost, and this Corsair is now damaged. And let's check the psi count. Looks like he did manage to do decent harass in the meantime, which is impressive considering the micromanagement that went into that. So you see the 3 hatcheries up. Both players playing very well here. Lings pushing up on the cannons, and really, the longer this game goes, the more this is going to be in Incontrol's favor, because G5 is sealed in. He does have that secondary, but still, he is sealed in his base, and if he ends up sealed in his base for the long term of the game, he will end up losing it. Incontrol will just take the map, and I suspect that Incontrol realizes this at this point. He'll probably just, as you can see, a large force of lurkers. He's probably just going to camp the Overlords with the lurkers and take the map in the meantime, and G5 in the meantime just forced to put cannons down. Here come 2 Templar, but again, they're not going to be effective as long as this Overlord and these Hydralisks are here at the corner. It looks like a large group of Hydralisks pushing down. The Corsair coming back to join, and it doesn't look like any more Corsairs are being produced by G5. He's now trying to switch into more of an infantry build. That Corsair is now down, so he's not going to be able to push back any Overlords. Going to do as much harassment against these Hydralisks as possible. And now the Overlords are speed upgraded, are going to come down, so G5 is going to have to retreat these Dark Templar back. And now here